evening, everybody. Kind of late. The Mystics West Coast road trip. So we got another late night before the end of the road trip, which is on Saturday. But they got off to a great start. Again, welcome to Mystics Outlook. We got Cardo W. Jr. here, Wilson Tarpe Jr. Cardo, I just want to ask you initially, we talked about this a couple days ago on Mystics Outlook. Just it was going to be a tough trip. They started off against, heavy hitters. And, one thing that I think we both aren't shocked by, um, there's a reason that dude is regarded as one of the better coaches in this league for a reason. And I know even when it looks bleakest, you have a chance because if that's what's on your sideline, that's usually why you got a chance. Obviously, some big time performances in this one, but just your initial thoughts on the Mystics going to Seattle and holding off the Storm 87-83.
Tina Charles, man. Tina Charles, man. Oh my God, MVP. Let's call it what it is. MVP front runner. She dominated. She dominated the game. She carried them the first half when they had cold spells, and when they needed a bucket, needed a board, and whenever they needed that, she got it done, man. Then she gave up 5 assists to keep the defense honest. Like, I'll kill you this way too. She's on one this season. Like, it is. Look, man, and that's why I was excited when she came here, because you can play great defense all you want on ball, but if you can't get the rebound, don't matter. You're gonna get tired. It's gonna create mismatches, and the other team is gonna make you pay eventually. Not with her, she's gonna clean it up. You get the stop as a board. You know what I mean? And they can't stop her anywhere. She 5 or 6 from 3. She got that now. We all know on the block she's unstoppable. She's a technician. Mid-range, she's a technician. Pick and pop. Take a slip to the basket. However you want it, she can give it to you. Now that she's hitting the 3 ball, she's complete. It's nothing really. What's left? My point. That's the only thing she pretty much hasn't been asked to do. And bring the ball up court. But she's been big and quietly. I gotta give Play Science a lot of credit. She's been steady over the last few games since that meeting. Everybody identified their roles. She's been excelling at hers. She's damn near posting a double-double every game. And that's been big time for them. You know what I'm saying? Whether she's coming off the bench or she's starting to play some Aisha tonight, it's been big. And I don't think they understand how she's about 6'4", 6'5" per day. So she's skilled. You know what I mean? So she just had to toughen up a little bit. And once she did that and got comfortable, she's been hooping. And Leilani, early in the season, she was looking bad. Let's call it what it is. But she's looking like Leilani Mitchell. We seen years and years of her coming in here on different teams and just torture the Mystics. You know what I mean? She came up big, 19-7, 6-13 from the field, 5-11 from 3. She picked up the slack because Atkins was off tonight. She didn't hit a lot of shots in City. We still trying to get her rhythm from the ankle injury. You know what I mean? And they got stops. They made plays when they needed to, and they got stops. And the defensive effort they had on Stewie holding her. She had 17, but she was 5 for 12 from the field, and she got a lot of her points from the free throw line. She was 6 for 6, and only held her to 8 rebounds. That's a great job on Stewie. Because we used to Stewie getting about 34, 12, keeping it moving. She'll commit homicide out there. And Jewel Lloyd, if it wasn't for her, the game would have been a blowout. You know what I mean? She was the one that the Mystics struggle with and whatnot. But this was an impressive win against the best team in the league record-wise. You know what I'm saying? To go on the road and beat them without Natasha, without Maisha, Erica McCall out, Kiara Leslie's out, and we still waiting on Deladon. You know what I mean? This lets you know, that gritty stuff that gritty identity that we said they need to hold on to win games. That's it. They like, this is who we are. This is how we gonna win. And we're gonna ride this until we're gonna ride this all the way through the season. If somebody beat us, so be it. But this is the way we can win games. And honestly, they just really adopted what Tina is. She's the best player on the team. She's gritty. She's tough. You gotta beat her. She's not gonna go away. And that's what they're doing. I'm thoroughly impressed with this win, man. Like you said, Mike Thibault, he's a coaching genius for a reason. He's been getting it done since before we were born, literally making moves. So a lot of people in the area don't understand that, but that man's a sharp basketball mind. So, I guess you can learn something from him if you got open mind, a thing or two. But that's another conversation. But he's great, man. It's just I'm happy for him, man, because this something that can spark you to become all right. Let's get rolling. Go on an Olympic break, on a win streak. You know what I'm saying? Get some rest. Outside Tina area, but they ain't gonna have to play a lot of minutes anyway with the team they're gonna have, and then come back and make that run. And hopefully Delanon's back by the time. But overall, great one. Period.
Yeah, there's not too much for me to add. Just I was the one sitting there tweeting through the game or whatever, and I'm just sitting there, and it was amazing to watch because Seattle has a lot of, when you talk about like overall roster construction, they're one of those teams like the Mystics haven't when fully healthy. Seattle is much closer to fully healthy, where they have all the tools for different type of situations, which even speaks more volumes to what you were saying about Tina going through that front line the way she did tonight. They have Mercedes Russell's every bit of 6'6", Ezzy Megbor, athletic as what, all the length in the world, Stewie. And again, none of them had an answer for her. They sent in doubles, they sent in triples, and she did. I know she only had 5 assists. It felt like she had a couple more. Obviously throw in a couple hockey assists because she did a great job for the type of extra help they were sending, making the right pass a couple times. She just look. I'm gonna dribble all the way out, make sure I don't turn the ball over, get a better picture of this, and like you said with Leilani. Even all the shooters, they were getting comfortable threes because the ball was touching the paint first. Mm-hmm. Really comfortable threes.
You mean you go old school style, inside out?
Man, it's crazy how that works, right?
Okay. I thought that was outdated. But
it's kind of crazy. I heard the other thing is when you have one of those dominant type bigs, that they help on a defensive end where you get one shot and one shot only. Like you said, Jewel Lloyd saved Seattle. That was her to start that third quarter. Like, I know it was the Storm's run. Look, that was Jewel Lloyd for me. That was Jewel Lloyd, like, I'm not going out like this. We're not going out like this. She scored, 10 of their 12 or 10 of their 15 to start the half? Like, that was just her hitting 3 after 3. And she's one of those players where she, for whatever reason, doesn't get nearly enough credit for her consistent production for Seattle.
But she in Seattle. She's not close to UConn. You know how that works. Hate to say it, but you know how that works.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling the truth. And what's crazy is like they've skipped. Don't mention Stewie and Sue. Skip over people that are not as talented as Jewel because they went to the same school. And this is me, proud UConn fan, just being honest. Like, if you're gonna bring up Sue and Stewie in the same sentence, those two shouldn't get brought up without Jewel. Don't bring up Stewie without Jewel. Like it's. Like even late in that game, that 2-woman game they have, because when Jewel gets to cooking, it puts so much stress. You want to stay with Stewie on the roll. Like one time, I think both Mystics players went with Stewie on the roll. Jewel was like, cool, an open 3. Knock that thing down. Next time, they stay with Jewel. Stewie slips. Oh, yeah, that's Breanna Stewart going down the middle of the lane by herself. But not, like you said, it was a gutsy win. Great job in the first half. They didn't commit a turnover. Washington didn't. Obviously, you're not going to go through a whole game like that without committing a turnover, considering your starting point guard's not there. But to get through one half, like again, all the boxes you would have if you're the road team in a situation like this, they checked all the boxes for at least one half. Don't turn the ball over. They won the battle on the glass, and then they won the 3-ball battle.
And they won a 6 battle.
Yep.
Yeah, they won a 6 battle, 25-21.
Mm-hmm.
Atkins, she didn't shoot well, but she had 6 assists. She got other players involved, and Lalani Mitchell. She had 7 assists. You know what I mean? 5 assists from Tina, 3 from Plaisance, and 3 from Weiss. When you moving the ball like that and everybody eating, it's just hard to guard, man. I don't care how great of a defense, because now everybody's a threat. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really help you because I'm worried about mine. It's every man for themselves, and everybody can't defend. Everybody's not willing to do that consistently. So if you got an offensive team that's unselfish and all that, advantage you, because you're going to carve them up. And that's what happened. They got a lot of stuff. I just felt like the Mystics were the tougher team, man, but they were led by Tina. Like I said, hands down, she's an MVP right now. It's not You know, I know John Quill's overseas, but it's a battle between them two. But I gotta get the edge to Tina, you know, right now because they starting to win games, and that's the difference.
So now I got to double check. I'm sure you probably know better than me. Are they one game over 500 now?
7-6, yeah.
Which is crazy when you think about the hole that they started out of.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know who's powered that. And like you mentioned earlier, Tina, like something as simple as taking that long two and making it a 3, it puts the most annoying type of stress on teams trying to defend her, because she it's not like she's hitting one every once in a while. She hit 4 tonight, early. You know, we heading into the fourth. I'm sorry, she had already hit 4. I don't know what she finished with, but you're knocking down 4 threes. You're doing what you want on the low block. It's trouble. You know, she's able to attack the hard closeouts and put it on the floor and get to the basket. It's hell to deal with, man. A very, very big win. You know, that's only one part of the 3-game road trip. So, you know, it's up to them to take care of business in the LA. Now you're 2 games over 500, but, you know, obviously it's a WNBA. There are no super easy wins. You hardly get those just for showing up. So regardless of what's going on with any team, you got 2 more fights on this 3-game road trip. So we'll see how that goes. You have anything else you wanted to add?
Yeah, just real quick, the Mystics are 7-6. Go figure. They're in the 4th spot in the entire league in the playoff race.
They're 4th?
Seattle's first at 12-3. Las Vegas is 10-3. They're second. Connecticut Sun is 9-5. You know, they're in the 3rd spot, and the Mystics is 7-6. They're in the 4th spot. That's crazy. When it was like, it seemed like like literally the end of last week, they like out of the top 8. It just seemed like that, man. But they win like 3. They on the street. Yeah, they win 3 in a row. 6 out of the last time. They jumped all the way up to 4. So yes, they're in the top half of the playoff race.
And the biggest part for them is what was huge was the win they're getting with being fully staffed. Because it's like, for example, a team like Chicago, like without like them with Candace and without Candace, they're totally different.
Yeah,
like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like they're like Candace, like that's Chicago. You don't want no parts. Without Candace, is like, yeah, that's Chicago. They want. They're happy that Candace came here. And so like that's. But again, I'm not trying to make light of it, but it's a 12-team league. Like, this is what matters, is the fact that if you can hold serve, stay in the group, stay in that top 5 or whatnot, until you possibly get some of your horses back. That's huge. And
they win the games without everybody, and they don't
that's what I'm
understand that nuclear weapon coming. And there ain't gonna be nothing to do. Like, when Deladon come back, and they better hope Neesmith don't come back. Then it's like, oh, let's repeat this thing for real. Because like when just getting Deladon back, how you gonna double team him? How you gonna
there's no more. There's no more doubling.
It's
no more doubling. And then this is the other thing: the attention that you're sending to Atkins while those other people aren't here, that's gonna lessen up too.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the bodies. Like,
so Cloud gonna go back to 2019. Cloud, I'm about to just get my assist numbers up. You know, I don't really need to shoot. Like, but now the others have to play minutes. They're confident. You got to play songs. You're gonna have weeks. They're gonna be ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's this is probably tomorrow's best coaching job.
Nah, it's up there for sure, because this is crazy. Like you said, literally last week, we sit here like, man, this maybe it's time to think about next year or whatever. Not trying to be funny, because they were going through it, like really going through it. And now tonight, you're going to Seattle, rumble with, like you said, the best team in the league, record standpoint, talent standpoint, whatever you want to call it. Like Seattle. Like, keep it a buck. If they're healthy, Seattle is hell to deal with. You went into Seattle down a lot and did that, and swung haymaker for haymaker with freaking Seattle.
You see what I'm saying? Hey, look,
that's huge,
man. You know, we wanted to see that. Look, we wanted to see that rematch, but you know, players sat out, and it's all that. We wanted to see that rematch. They got them the first year, then the Messi's got it when their players out. So we need that rematch. Maybe we get again, but you know, Natasha Howard. You know, that's a big piece that they.
Alicia Clark.
That too. That see, they ain't got her. She out. You feel them? Like that's what I'm saying. They had their legit full roster. Neeson, Deladon, Alicia Clark, Hines out. Like yeah. I mean, who they got to be afraid of? Because I'm like Deladon, Tina going look that right there is a mother. I don't even know what you can do with that.
And then the other thing is whether you choose to play Emma with those two or Maisha with those two, like the options are ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So it's, and again, this is why it's so important that they're getting through this stretch. Because again, if you get if you can get Emma, Elena and Emma back, or just let's be honest, just even before that, if like Maisha and Tina were looking annoying and they were still in the getting to know each other phase down there together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So again, if they can hold serve and get some of their horses back, like that's huge. Obviously, long way to go, but to be right here after where they were, to dig themselves out that hole, and again, props. This like you said, props. Not only that, you want to talk about somebody having a leg up in an MVP conversation. This matters. Yep. This legitimately matters.
And also, I want to give a shout out to Latoya Sanders because I could see her imprint in Plaisance because Plaisance is basically playing a role she played in 2019, where she's kind of the mid-range assassin that most teams will probably ignore, but she makes them pay. You know what I'm saying? You got to account for her eventually, and then but by then it's too late. You know what I mean? She's kind of filling that role, and she's doing a hell of a job with it. Like I said, this is one of those wins. It's like, all right, yeah, okay, it is. I see what it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like when y'all get everybody back, it's gonna be issues for the league. So, hey man, definitely, you know what I'm saying? Be proud of this win, and then go in LA and take care of the Sparks and the Wings. I mean, like, why not get out this road trip undefeated?
Yeah, I think earlier tonight on the Focus, I was saying like maybe get out of this 2-1 because I was thinking about tonight, and now that tonight's out the way, finish this road trip off strong, and depending on what else happens around you, who knows where you end up at the end of this road trip this week?
Yeah, had the standings go. Had the Bulls mentality when Phil Jackson like it'd be nice to get out this road trip 2-1. Mike like, nah, we'll win them all. Just set that tone. Like, let's just go ahead and win them all. Because y'all got a big one Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? And that same conference, you're going to see them down the road. Keep winning games. So it's going to be real. And then you got 2 games left in July before the, USA Basketball Olympics take over. You got the Liberty, which is they're going to be tough because last time Mystics beat the hell out of them. Mm-hmm. Last time they played. And then Chicago Sky. You owe them for what they did opening night.
They
you gotta get back on that.
That was a very rude welcome to the 2021 season.
Yeah, you gotta get them back. That's just personal. Let's get back. Like y'all got us enough up. So I love it, man. Keep it going.
Yep. So we will check in with y'all on Thursday night. I think it's an even later start than the night. I believe it's a 10:30 start time Thursday night for Washington in LA to take on the Sparks again. For Cardell and myself, y'all have a great evening. See you guys soon.